Are you somewhere feeling lonely? Hi. Welcome. My bad. I was just kind of reliving the little clip I saw on YouTube of that girl who just, knocked it out of the goddamn Lionel Richie ballpark. Holy shit. Blew my mind away too, and I don't watch that show. But I saw like a 3-minute clip on YouTube and I was like, damn. So I was kind of, yeah. Anyway, welcome. My name is G. You are on the right channel. Don't change that dial. You are watching Allastrology. And Leo, this is your video. We are going to go through your April 2023. Yeah, your April 2023 with G. Okay, I'm a little, I don't know. Today's a different day and things are different. Yesterday was not a good day for me. I feel a lot better today. So I guess I'm rejoicing and I'm feeling just, so much better. Now, we need to talk about Mars. Before we go any further, there's 3 things to talk about for this month. 3 things. The first one is Mars. I'm sorry, but we have to do it. We got some good news with Mars, and that is by April, Mars is no longer in Gemini. Yay, everybody's having a party, having a good time, right? Yeah. I already spent a couple of videos talking about the difficulties that Mars created in Gemini, and I'm not going to do that here because you're Leo, and Mars actually in Gemini sextiles you. So that was 60 degrees away, and that was actually a help. That was a help in some ways, right? So for Leos, Mars going into the sign of Cancer. It's Cancer energy. Yeah, it's Cancer energy. So this is 30 degrees away from your sign. Now, it's not a bad thing, okay? By the way, if you're watching this video, this is typically created for those who are a Leo rising or a Leo ascendant. When I say rising and ascendant, it's the same thing. It means the same thing. That eastern point on the horizon of your birth chart is your ascendant, and it is also your rising sign. All right? The eastern side. So this is created for that. But if you are a Leo birthday, you can continue watching. Absolutely. Just keep in mind that if you're watching for your sun sign, this is about the way you radiate, the way you shine. So all the energies that you hear me talking about in relating to Leo, I might be saying it's going to square. It's going to angle you in a difficult way. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. Just pay attention to those because that is going to give you, it'll tell you about the challenges that could be coming in the way that you express and radiate, because that's what the sun represents, and the way that you create. Okay. The sun can also be like if you're an authority figure in someone's life. So children can be involved with this. It can also be like dealing with your own parents or someone who's an authority figure in your life, usually masculine energy. Okay. So for you birthdays, we're all set. So for you birthdays, that means when you hear me talking about a house number, you kind of just pretend like you don't hear that part. Or you say, you know what, G, I hear the house numbers. I don't know what the hell that means. I need a chart. And I can get that to you. I supply charts to every subscriber of my channel. Like that's part of the fun of watching the damn videos is having your chart in your hand. It's interactive. You and me together. We do this together. Okay. So let's get on with it. My email's below the video if you need to reach out to me personally, but please first comment under the video before you do that, because then I can track you and then I can say this person commented first. Do you follow what I'm saying? And I can say they commented under this video. It matters, folks. It helps me to do what I'm doing. It helps me to be able to help others. It helps me to do it in a timely, orderly fashion. And most of all, and most importantly, it helps me stay sane through this process of helping as many people as I can. Okay. So Mars, we're talking about Mars. We're talking about it in the sign of Cancer. It's a big thing because it's in this sign all of April. Mars is there all of April. It doesn't move fast, okay? And it moves by the end of March, all right? Now, Mars is the soldier. Mars is very sporadic energy. Mars is impatient. Mars is known to have zero patience. It'll be sitting there 1 minute and all of a sudden it jumps up and it just has to go. It'll storm out of the room. That's our Mars energy. When you see a little kid on the floor having a freaking temper tantrum, that's Mars energy. When you see an adult stamping their feet, That's Mars energy. When you see an adult slamming shit, throwing shit, banging doors, that's Mars energy. Having a temper tantrum. That's an adult having a temper tantrum. That's Mars energy. Mars is known as the child of the zodiac for that reason. Yeah, because it has to act out what it's feeling. It doesn't use its words. So because its energy is so strong, it sometimes tends to slamming things, or it could even yell. It could get crazy, right? Mars in Cancer, Cancer is water. Okay. Mars and Cancer energy doesn't do real well because Cancer is water and Mars is fiery because it rules Aries. It can be hot and fiery and intense because it also is a co-ruler of Scorpio. So Mars can get those emotional waters bubbling and even boiling. Right. Now, this is just to give you the setup for the month. That just means that for all of us, we all need to be aware that Mars is in the sign of Cancer now. So, mom, family, feelings, empathy, our emotional needs, like this is all Cancer energy, our physical home, the sticks and the bricks, but our internal home, the public in general is the sign of Cancer, is Mars in Cancer dealing with the public. So this would be like police because it's Mars carries a weapons. Mars carries a weapon. This would be the tribal energy. People that you meet, you're not related, but you feel, you resonate. You guys have like just an instant understanding, right? There's something there you can't explain. That's Cancer energy. You found your tribe. You found your other family. Okay. That's what we do when we grow up, right? We have the blood family and then we have the ability to have another family, right? Even if they're not like part of one family, it doesn't matter. We've got different friends who we consider part of our family, right? In our inner ring. So Mars is going to be there. So it might start stuff because Mars loves to instigate. Mars likes to start shit because it's bored. Mars gets very easily bored. At the end of the day, that is it with Mars energy. And let's all be clear, we all have Mars somewhere in our life, somewhere in our chart. So when you get that itch, when you feel that irritation, when you feel that impatience, when you feel like you're going to go crazy, but go do something with it. Like, don't go crazy with somebody and to somebody else. Go in the backyard and dig a damn hole if you need to, right? Yeah, Mars needs to be physically challenged, folks. Yes, Mars needs to be physically challenged. Mars is sporadic bursts of energy. So 1 minute, it's like, phew, it's like the rocket boosters on a rocket. They only work for a little bit of time. We only need them to work and burn at that rate of burning for a limited amount of time. That's Mars. It likes to start shit. It likes to take off. It's like a rocket. Okay. So in Cancer, at home and feeling and family and nurturing and emotions and empathy, we just have to be aware of that. All right. So that's the foundational level, Cancer energy, home, the foundation. That's Mars being there. Okay. Very active. Maybe you'll be more active in your home. And if you are, just try to do it in a controlled, safe way. Because Mars, usually we get hurt when we're dealing with Mars energy, and it's through carelessness. It's not because there's a stalker hanging around the corner, it's through carelessness normally, because we're moving too fast. So when we have Mars in the home, slow down and take a breather and think and think it through first before you do something, especially when you're dealing with family, especially when you're in the house or dealing with anybody that's part of your tribe. Don't be so quick to make judgment or to say something or to do something. Just chill for a minute and think it through. All right. Because you could hurt others and then, of course, hurt yourself in that process. So now at the beginning of April, okay, there's the full moon energy. And so that's that full moon in Libra, right? So far, I mentioned the sign of Cancer, and now I'm mentioning the sign of Libra. So far, Mars, we already know if Mars is in Cancer energy, we know that Mars sends stressful square energy to Libra because they're both cardinal signs. So what that does is that creates a bit of uncomfortableness. Yeah, here's the trusty pen. So this over here is Libra. This over here is Aries, right? Libra and Aries, they're on the same line of energy. Down here is Cancer. I'll turn my little thing. Oh, look it. Look at, you're going to be excited. Watch. Bam. So here's the Grand Cross, the Cardinal Grand Cross. At each end, down here is Cancer, over here is Libra, over here is Aries, and what's at the top? Capricorn. That's the Cardinal Cross. Okay? So if you've got Mars over there in Cancer at the bottom, then you know Mars in Cancer is squaring Libra and Aries technically. Right. So I've already done their videos first, all the cardinal signs, because of this reason. Mars rules. I'm saying Mars rules this month, right? Somebody that we need to just be cautious with. So there's a full moon and it's in the sign of Libra and it is in 16 degrees. So this is releasing and ending and closures, completions. This is significant one-on-one relationships. All right. People who are important to us, people we're willing to compromise for. Compromise is a big word. So Leo, this is in your third house. Your third house is your siblings. This is your sibling energy. This is your next door neighbor energy. This is people who are surrounding you, right? So it can be coworkers too. It can be people you're learning with, right? It's Mars squaring that energy. Now, it's significant one-on-one relationships. Now, it only matters if you got something at those degrees. So it's a 16-degree full moon. So we're going to do the orb 2 degrees before, 2 degrees after. So that would be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 degrees of Libran energy. Okay? So that means those degrees, this would be a big deal in your life. And if you don't know and you need to know, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment to me below and I'll help you out. Now, moving on, we're going to the 19th. The 19th is the new moon, but it is a special new moon. I already have a big video. Actually, it's like a 3 or 4-part series. It is called the Total Solar Eclipse of Aries. It is the first eclipse of 2023. That's a key word. First. Aries wants to be first. Mars rules Aries. Aha. Now we see why Mars is kind of the ruler of this month. Mars is a big deal this month. A lot of changing things happening. A lot of, the stresses and the tensions from the cross, from the squares of the cardinal energy. There will be endings and beginnings. It's not an ending just to be an ending. It's an ending because that's where I'm headed. And you or that thing that I completed isn't going towards my future. It's not going where I'm going. Because this is a North Node eclipse, all right? This is a North Node eclipse. And the degrees for this North Node eclipse, for those who have their chart, it is a 29-degree eclipse. It's really 2950, so it's really 30 degrees. It's really 30 degrees, okay? So there is a video out that talks about the degrees of this eclipse. I will attach it below. It'll be the eclipse series, and it'll help you. It'll give deeper meaning to what the 30 degrees means. Okay. But so far, what I can tell you just with Mars and it being Aries eclipse and it being a North Node eclipse. And this tells us that a total solar eclipse, North Node, is about my future. It's about a new beginning I'm making. Because it's Aries energy, it could have to do with your appearance. It could have to do with your body, the freedom of your body, like body autonomy. It could have to do with anything that you're passionate about, because Mars, Aries energy, is our passions. It's the things that we are passionate about. Now, where does this happen? What house does this happen for you? Leo, this happens in your 9th house. So your 9th house is long distance journeys and travels. Okay. Remember when I talked about your 3rd house where the full moon was happening? I said siblings and coworkers. It's also social media and the communications that we have. I know I kind of went short on that, but that's also your short trips. It's your neighborhood. It's being in your neighborhood. So some sort of an ending, and that could be shopkeepers, people you did business with, because it was Libra energy. That's people I do business with, right? So it can have a professional tone to it, but it can also have a very private tone. That was for that full moon at the beginning of the month, not to confuse you. I'm kind of explaining that because this eclipse happens at the opposite end of it. Right. Opposite end. So if that was in your 3rd house, then that means the eclipse is in your 9th house. So this is 9th house. Let's think of those keywords. Long distance travels, sometimes definitely airplanes. And if it's not an airplane, we're getting in a car and we're driving to the other side of the country. Long distance. This is also extended education, meaning we already went to grammar school, we already went to high school. This could be college and this could be extended education. So this could be taking seminars, this could be going to those weekend classes, this could be doing extra education online, right? This is religion and spirituality, my philosophy on life. So sometimes when it's a new beginning, we become the teacher because it's the placement of the teacher. Third house is a teaching energy too. It likes to learn, but ninth house is like publishing. Like we're good enough where we can actually publish a book now, or we can vlog about it. And I say that in a very light manner, because just because you're vlogging doesn't mean you're good enough to be teaching. Okay. Yeah, we learned the hard way on that one, that anybody can freaking vlog and anybody can make up their credentials online. I can tell you I got a PhD in 3 or 4 things. And yeah, unless you're taking the time to check that shit out, you'd be like, damn, this person knows their stuff. Right? Doesn't mean it's the truth. And that gets me to the ninth house again. It is about truth and wisdom. It's a high level of discernment. It's wisdom. It's understanding there can be exaggerations, but not forgetting to check out the details to see if those boastful words and those boastful exaggerations, if they were just exaggerations, if somebody was just adding to it, if there's truth in it. This is the ninth house of seeking an adventure, but it's seeking the adventure to learn, but it's the thirst for knowledge, but deeper, it's the thirst for wisdom. Because what is wisdom? It's applied knowledge, but the experience of applied knowledge. Wisdom, the experience of applied knowledge, meaning you went through it, you saw what you did wrong, what you did right, you saw how others went through it, how they don't go through it. You see what I'm saying? It's the afterthought. It's the reflection back on what you learned, and then how it worked in a practical way, or was it even practical or whatever, right? It's wisdom. There's depth here. It's worldly knowledge. It's the traveler, the world traveler. So foreign lands and foreign countries, right? This is a new beginning. Aries is all about adventure. Aries is like, I want to go to the moon. This is that too, because it's like, let's go off the planet and be the astronaut. That's Mars. How far can I travel? Mars, off the planet. So this is about your future. It's a new moon. It's an eclipse. So if you got something at those matching degrees, again, we're starting at 28 degrees of Aries, 28, 29, and then 0 degrees in Pisces, 1 degrees of Pisces, and 2 degrees of Pisces. That's the orb. Okay. So that pretty much wraps up this month. This wraps it up. If you have any questions, anything you're not sure about, you need a chart. If you don't know, you want to know, just comment below. Below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.